So what we're going to do today is we're just going to deliver to you our consulting project that we went over through the course of the semester. We got all kinds of research, all kinds of things to deliver. And of course, you know Julie, Cam, Nacho, and myself. Julie, kick it off. Let's see what we got going here.
Sweet.
So the agenda today, we're going to talk about, again, the aims of our study, project methodology, the findings, the interpretation of those findings. Then we have a couple of suggestions. We tried to make only a couple actionable suggestions. You can answer that.
Yeah.
It might be your baby mom, man. You better check
It's
it.
okay.
It's Sam. You got to answer.
Oh.
See, that's what I'm saying. You need that.
Hey. Hello? Yo. Okay, cool. I'm down here. I'm doing a little project with a class from the U, but I'm here. Cruise on over. Alright, see it. Cool.
Perfect.
Baby mama's father.
That's what I'm saying.
Even more
I knew it was something important. So again, yeah, we're just going to go through a bunch of stuff. Aim of study, project methodology, our findings, interpretation, a couple suggestions.
Sweet.
So the first thing we're going to talk about the aims of study that we went over. We were trying to identify some areas needing improvement in terms of your management or customer service. You know, among many things, examining the structure of your organization, identifying areas that you could maybe find some improvement. So we're also trying to identify the most important goals to be focused on by you and your culture and your community, and examine the strategies to achieve certain goals. And then we have a couple ideas for marketing.
Sweet.
You know,
Stoked.
yeah. So for our project methodology, kind of what I said earlier, face-to-face. We had some face-to-face, some phone and email interviews with you to explore some goals and visions. We had some online customer surveys through Facebook when we got 20-something, 23 respondents.
Yeah, that's awesome.
An online employee survey where we had 2 employees that responded. And then the survey at Lost Trail, we had about 30 people ranging from all ages, from
That's cool.
18 to 80, 15, and 65 plus. So,
Sweet.
yeah.
So I'll take over from here to start our findings from our interview with you, which is all stuff you know. So we just turned those into kind of the bullet points, the main goals of the organization. So monetary goals here, 175 grand for 2017 is the big goal. Express goals of improving winter business and service at Albee Snow, and that you exited the kayak portion of the business. So you're bringing your focus back to the winter business. Low risk partnerships with evo.com and to build retail sales and profit. All of these things you know, but develop an action plan to improve business moving into winter of 2017. Improve staff training, maybe customer engagement and communication, and then revamping the business plan on taxes.
Sweet. I like it. Let's do it.
Those were our findings, and then our findings from the customer survey through Facebook. This is some of the cooler stuff that we got. So there were 21 respondents total. There were a few variances in who responded to what questions, so people kind of cherry picked a few. But the majority of respondents were ages 25 to 44. There were 13 male and 8 females. And then the income was one question we wanted to ask everyone just so we had an understanding of what pool you're drawing from.
Yeah.
The most common were $10,000 to $39,000 per year income, and then the next cluster happened in the 90 to 150 plus thousand per year for your customers. So
Isn't that all subpar for Montana average? Isn't median 45,000 in Montana right now?
It's true.
So that's interesting that you're hitting that lower end, and that
yeah.
upper end. So this kind of is telling you your demographics a little bit.
Dirt bags and race bands.
There you go. Right? Yeah, and you know
So
it's good.
Another thing that we looked for was to see how many times per year people visited your business. It was mostly 3 to 5 with 7 respondents, but then also there were a chunk of people 6 to 9 and 10 plus
That's
times,
awesome.
which could be
Crazy.
race families,
Yeah.
who's to say, but
LB
Yeah.
loyalists.
Yeah, apparently.
and maybe it's just visits, not necessarily for service they were counting, which is another good
Just
sign too.
popping in.
Yeah. When asked overall how satisfied are you with Albee Snow, just like that broad smattering question, of the 21 respondents, 19 said extremely satisfied, which out of 7 options is the 7th is the top option.
Sweet.
So that's awesome. And then 3 said moderately satisfied, which is the one just below
Yeah.
the top.
Sweet.
And there were no answers below that. So
That's good.
we've included here some
Overwhelmingly
comments.
positive.
Yeah, we just reveal some crazy
Game
things.
off.
What's up, man?
Nothing about you.
Good, just plugging away. We're doing a little, we're doing some
We could take a
things
quick
here,
break
but
if you need to.
no, we're good. Weston's coming in to hang out for a minute,
Okay.
but if you got some time to kill for, I don't know,
10 minutes.
10 minutes, we can get after it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, make yourself comfortable. There's a couch back there, whatever you need.
Okay.
Cool.
Skinny long sticks.
We just have a couple of the comments in here for you to read, and we'll give you the full results to
Yeah,
all
this
the
is something you can all look
surveys.
at later too.
Sweet.
But people have like been with them since day one. Customer service is off the charts, very professional. Some people seem to have not understood our question, which is totally fine. Say what? Awesome service, outgoing staff, friendly and knowledgeable. So a lot of really positive response.
They
from the
started me in
community.
splitboarding.
That's cool.
Yeah. When asked how often respondents had contacted LB Snow with specific questions or requests, most people said occasionally, and this is just kind of a chart to show you how many people. Rarely, some people say never, but it's an occasional thing, and I think maybe you knew that.
Yeah.
Based on their past experiences, 17 of the respondents are extremely likely to continue doing business with LB Snow, and only 1 is moderately likely. So again, super high on that scale. When asked how satisfied they are with the value of the services, 12 respondents said extremely satisfied, and 5 moderately satisfied, and only 1 was slightly satisfied. So all of those still on that 7-point scale are above neutral. And so the value of what you offer here is considered to be very high by the community, which is a really huge win already. Findings from the customer survey also, how satisfied are they with variety of products? So just like, it seems like a lot of repetition, but the question is, at the heart of it is variety. And because you were so diverse with summer, winter, rentals, consignment, Evo, all those things, a lot of people were extremely satisfied, very satisfied. Maybe some people down here who said slightly dissatisfied, the one person, maybe they aren't sure what you offer. And so that, communicating that might be wise.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people are also just like, I wish you had more gear on the wall. It's like,
I want to try 10 different
Yeah.
brands of ski, not
Yeah.
1 or 2, you know.
that one's hard to.
Yeah, you cannot feel every single
Yeah.
one.
And that was something that you mentioned first, that Evo is like low risk for you, but people, it's the kind of thing they just want to touch and
Yeah,
like look
it's
at
tough.
and talk about. So that could be it.
Cool.
Overall, how satisfied are they with the variety? Oh, let's see, this is a repeat
That's
slide.
just the bar chart.
Customer comments, we'll give you all of these, but generally it's the owner, Dave, super nice guy, trust him so much, all this positive feedback. LB is small, independent, and awesome. Some of the things were constructive, like one of the things with the race tunes have been inconsistent. It's not clear than a call out for someone here, so it might be someone.
Somebody likes Jeff.
Yeah, so that's one thing that of all of the positive, there was a constructive or 2 comment, and we'll touch on those again in the future. More comments here, and you can look through them. One of the questions in the survey was about one of our ideas that you might consider doing some kind of a subscription or loyalty program, and people were like, yeah, maybe
Interested
this
in
should be
those,
something.
yeah.
Whether punch card or other ideas.
Yeah.
We'll come to that later.
Yeah. And then the final thing, one of our methods was that on-mountain survey that Andrew conducted
On
on
ski
April
stuff.
1st.
It was a good day.
There were 30 respondents, huge age range from 5 to 46 plus. 19 of the 30 respondents were men, 11 women. Kind of even split, 16 skiers, 14 boarders. One of the biggest findings, it was a pretty broad survey, but one of the biggest ones was that 27% of skiers and 23% of snowboarders had heard of you, and the rest hadn't. And so that, it's just an exposure thing.
Yeah.
And then we just kind of summarize here that mostly men and 16 to 25-year-olds have heard of LB Snow.
So the younger people,
Yeah.
predominantly males,
Yeah,
and stuff
that's
you already
probably
know.
the market that is coming more often.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Cool, that's good to know.
Yeah, the largest group of people, this is just
Yeah,
a summary,
synopsis.
greater number of skiers and snowboarders, which by a couple.
Yeah.
And then the employee survey. So there were 2 employees who responded to the survey, and we told them that everything would be kept anonymous. So we've just done some really broad strokes here.
Totally.
And overall, it was a really positive
Yeah.
feedback for your management in working here. One employee reports for feeling extremely valued, and the other one is very valued. Again, those top 2 tiers, super valued. Both employees report feeling very valued by their manager, so that's huge. That
good.
they both feel that value here. One employee responded strongly agree, and the other one agreed when we asked that if LB Snow as a company has a great deal of personal meaning for you. And these questions are kind of rooting around for how invested they are, and a retention piece almost, like will these people stay? And it's super positive so far.
Cool.
And then one employee agrees and one strongly agrees that their rewards and compensation.
Hey.
Hello?
No, we're good.
Okay. Findings from employee survey. One of the big strokes was the longer the employee has been here, the more valued they feel with their opinion or their opinions to the organization. The more freely they feel they can express their ideas, and the more they feel their workload and responsibilities are fair.
Sweet.
One of the things that comes with tenure in just about any company is that sense of belonging.
Yeah.
And also something to think about if someone hasn't been here as long, trying to find ways to communicate and equate that same sense of belonging.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, yeah, we're gonna move into the interpretations of all the findings that Julie has explained to you before.
Cool.
So we basically divide those into internal aspects and external aspects of the business. The internal aspects are more things that you can control and things that you have more control over, and the external is things that affect you but you don't have as much control on the business. So first thing we recommend is focus on the internal environment, such as employees, managers, and the culture of the organization, which, as we have seen with all the, all the results from the survey from employees, I think you're doing pretty well there. Also, the organic structure of the business, having all members, like skilled and interconnected, so they can develop relationships between, you and them.
Each other.
Yeah. An important thing that we come up with is create a growth mindset with employees, where you can let them enjoy the opportunities to learn, and also make them feel that they can move upward in the in the job positioning in the organization, which I think it's really
It's
important.
also super
Yeah.
hard to achieve, right?
It's hard to achieve,
It's
but
good to have the.
but it's something that is important to have in mind,
Yeah.
in the long term with the relationship with
Definitely.
employees. From outside the organization, you can also schedule events with them so they can develop and improve their relationship.
With like the customers.
Outside the business environment,
Outside the shop, yeah.
and also training them, which is pretty important so they can develop good service. Clients come in, and if you have good service with all the employees, they'll be obviously more satisfied. And also enhance leader-member exchange, which is developing a relationship with your employees based on trust. That'll lead to high levels of, as Julie said before, the feeling of belonging to all this and the trust that they have with you and you have with them. Overall they'll benefit the organization for sure.
Yeah.
And
Sweet.
now,
I like it.
the external aspects, as I mentioned before, is something that you don't have as much control, obviously, because it's not.
Yeah.
So we'll start with, for example, task external environments such as customer, competitors, or suppliers, in the labor market in general. Obviously, if there's a new competitor that comes into town and you cannot control that,
Yeah.
but you have to be able to react to these things that happen outside
Yeah.
your business and be ready, to take some decisions. here and
Example,
there.
and this is like Elements Workshop closing,
Yeah.
or Board of Missoula,
Yeah.
Edge of the World morphing into Board of Missoula. How you react to those other businesses.
Yeah.
It's kind of that.
Yeah.
Because also the environment in general is not static.
Yeah,
Everything
it's always
keeps changing,
changing,
and
yeah.
you have to be ready for those changes.
Yeah.
For example, there are some things, as we were mentioned, that directly affect the business, such as another competitor, or something that indirectly affects the business, just having impact on the company, for example, in legislation. That obviously, as I mentioned, you cannot control that, but you
Yeah.
have to be ready to react.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
to
some
those
sort
things.
of law or something like that.
Epoxy is now illegal
Yeah.
in Montana.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then-
Can't ship something.
Yeah,
Right.
well, just the general external environment, which is economic, demographics, stuff like that. So, for example, global, dimensions,
Yeah,
such as
I know.
climate changing
Sell
and
in 5
everything.
years. No, I'm just kidding.
Climate
Check our
changing,
winners.
Oh, I've got it all planned.
and how that can affect the business in the long term,
Yeah.
also in the short term. But that's basically more looking at the long term
Yeah.
aspects of the business, and also some economic dimensions. For example, if prices go down, that can help the business because you have more clients to come in, and
Totally.
but if prices goes up, probably people will be more like cautious about going skiing and
Yeah.
getting their skis repaired or
Worked on,
fixed.
yeah.
So that's something
That's a
that
great point.
we point out, and we want you to know about that, to be
Yeah.
aware of that,
Yeah.
just in case something happens.
Yeah, I
so
like it.
You can.
These are all good
you
things
can
to
react
think
that.
about.
So another thing in addition to management is the culture of LB Snow. And walking in, like we can see visually, like the culture is really cool. You have a cool spot. It's a place employees probably want to work, customers want to visit. But also culture is the shared values, principles, traditions, and ways of doing things between the managers and employees. So you kind of want to think, am I aware of those things? Are my
Yeah.
employees aware of those as well?
Yeah.
Go to the next slide. So you'll see here that culture is visible, which I say is office layout, the symbols and the slogans. And then invisible is the expressed values and the underlying assumptions and the beliefs.
Okay, gotcha.
And then
You
Yes,
know
I'm
that
going
you're
back-
forming these things, Dave. You're forming this
Yeah.
culture.
going back, I'm going to go back to the first slide for one point. That the culture comes from the vision and the mission of founders by stories about events and people. And I know you have a cool story of how you started this at UM and you started in the garage.
Yeah.
That'd be like a cool story to share.
Yeah.
And tie back to
Can
you
have,
and
it
use
can
it.
have a lot of value for the
Yeah.
customers. Like, feel identified with.
I'm working on a new website right now. I started it.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm stoked on
That's
it.
why, and I'm probably going to talk about it in the future, but like adding like a history page, it just kind of connects with people, like what you stand for.
Yeah.
Yeah, the story.
It's huge.
So then, are we on this? Yeah. So culture can affect your decisions and actions. There's the 4 categories: planning, organizing, and leading, and controlling. So some questions you want to ask in planning are plans developed by teams or individuals. In organizing, how much autonomy is given to employees? How are your employees interacting with each other? Are they finishing tasks together or individually? In leading, you want to think, are your employees satisfied with their jobs? What is your type of leadership style? I can tell you like care about your employees. So you're probably not like a dictating style, but like
Yeah.
maybe
Super
really
same
focusing,
level.
Yeah.
yeah, focusing
Sometimes
on
too
your
nice.
leadership style.
Right.
Approach to conflict.
Yeah,
Yeah.
how are
Right.
you approaching this conflict?
Yeah.
We're not really sure of your conflicts, but how are you
Yeah.
approaching those in terms of your culture that you want? And then for controlling, are your standards being met by employees? Do you have criteria for employee evaluation, and do you have repercussions for benefits?
Yep. I need to work on the
Something that-
controlling part.
Yeah.
It's important. Sometimes it's hard to get into that, but
Yeah.
sometimes you really have it like plan
Yeah.
and know what you
End of the
what
year.
you're gonna do.
Reviews and stuff.
Yeah.
Pros and cons. I need to do all that.
Oh, it's tough too. It's much easier said than done, you know.
Yeah. I feel like we're getting there.
Yeah, knowing like where to start is always a good thing too. Versus saying, well, what do we do? You know, having this overview might give you more of
Yeah.
a place to start from. Even though you have it all in your head, but now it's like there's a lot of stuff on paper too. So you can
Yeah.
look
How
at
to
it.
implement it.
Almost all
Very
of
true.
this was stuff you mentioned in the interview as
Yeah.
things
Yeah.
you've thought about and that you're working on. So
Exactly.
just a checklist. So
Yeah.
your question.
So the suggestions that we have, in summary, is to focus on training employees as a culture group rather than individuals. We know in your interview you said you train individuals, which is fine, but I think it's also important to maybe bring them all together
Yeah.
to talk about what do we want to be seen as,
Yeah.
what are our values, what's important
Make
to
them
us,
feel part
what
of
are our
the
goals,
business.
Yeah.
that kind of things.
No,
And they all can
totally.
relate to each other too more if they're in the team.
Yeah.
So, and then also to develop the relationships with customers and employees and building these characteristics of loyalty, trust, and
I like it. I like it.
So-
Great things.
Okay, and then the marketing ideas, we were all gonna kind of tag team
Yeah, we're
this
all
one.
gonna
Yeah.
Sweet, gather around.
Yeah.
We got a couple ideas.
Okay, so first, one of the
Yeah,
big things
all
is
about it.
social media. We listed, Facebook, Instagram. You could go nuts, and I'm sure you have.
Some weeks I do, some weeks I don't.
Yeah, right.
Really
Um,
just need to.
Yeah, because
And that's where with one of our actionable goals.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we were saying
cool.
to dedicate 5 minutes in the morning to social media
Every morning,
posts.
your coffee morning.
To keep followers. Just you could choose one of them, or just post some photos. Build a bank of photos or videos from around town, from winter.
news, something related to the business.
Yeah.
And then,
Outside source thing.
Yeah, like people can interact with that and get into the Facebook page, for example.
Yeah. Totally.
Stuff like that.
Are you the one in charge of the Facebook page?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's really good because it's very active.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm so inconsistent with it. It's like it's active when it's
You're better.
active, and then it's
Yeah.
like inactive
You're
for
still
like
good
last little
compared
bit.
to a lot.
Yeah, but that's something, you know, like we can keep that consistency a little bit more, you know, steady.
And one of the ideas that we had in the event, because you are busy and we've built in or thought about at least how you're, you know, a new dad and you have a life and you have goals outside of this business as well. So to create more user-driven content and get people to have that cultural buy-in in the Missoula community and just from all the ski hills around here.
Yeah.
Like if Andrew goes out and does
Yep.
his whole deal, he can submit or post to your Facebook page. You could do, you know, hey, I want to see what you guys did this weekend, and then you
Yeah.
don't even have to post a photo or a story. Just
Yeah.
saying like, show me what you got.
And
Because
to play on what Julie just said there too, you could run a contest like show me your LB.
Yeah.
And it could be an
Yeah.
LB clothing or
Yeah.
LB outerwear, and then a photo of like on top of a mountain or at
Yeah.
the ski resort or the sickest powder shot, and they
Yeah.
can get $1 off a tune.
Yeah. Whatever.
Make-
Just like use it
Make
and
them
then
interact, you
Yeah.
know, with the brand and
Yeah.
feel part, you know, that there's a relationship between them
Yeah.
and
and that
Yeah.
drives
Yeah.
user-driven content as well as traffic to your site and
Yeah.
your office. You know.
Yeah, definitely the contest thing I've been like thinking about forever.
Oh, yeah.
It's like what should I do?
Right.
I just do it.
Yep.
You know?
I also just thought of another idea that's like maybe like implementing an internship program, like marketing.
Great idea.
It's really like people want something to add to their resume. So
Yeah.
maybe doing that like a young student.
Yeah, and they
Yeah.
could do
Just
your
know
Facebook,
marketing.
do all your social media.
So
Maybe
you
for
can,
free as
you know,
That's a
well.
great
kind of
idea.
leave that to like
them,
an
yeah.
internship guy and focus more on
Yeah.
the business
Yeah.
here. Somebody's doing that part.
Yeah, we did do that a few years ago, and I think it was like partially the leadership and like was part of the maybe downfall of that. I just wasn't really clear about my expectations,
Sure.
and you know. But
I
anyway,
can see how that could happen too.
trying it again in a different light, I think, would be a good idea.
Just
Just
to
to,
clearly
Also,
set goals in front of
The
you.
fact that most of your customers from the data that we got from the surveys are like teenagers and
Yeah.
young people. They're already on
Yeah.
their phones, you know, going through Facebook, Twitter, Instagram,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So it's important, like, if you keep working on that,
Yeah.
you know, kind of make that a little bit stronger, that relationship.
goal,
we
yeah.
touched on updating the website, which is in the
Which is what you say you're working
Yeah.
on right now. It's perfect.
Yeah.
You read our minds.
Yeah. One thing that we were feeling pretty psyched on is the loyalty program that your POS system, the Square, offers, and it might be worth
Yeah.
a trial. So it's $25 per month, and it's a super easy setup, and it just starts keeping track of who your customers are and what keeping account profiles. And you can set up loyalty programs based on dollars spent,
Yep.
visits, or services used.
Mhm.
And then it notifies you when they've spent $200.
Or yeah, 5
Yeah.
tunes and the 6th is free. Spend
Yeah.
$200 and get a free tune.
Yeah.
And
Any of
it's-
those things.
And it sounds like one extra tune per month would pay for this.
Yeah, yeah.
So it could be a good option, but also we don't want you entering, you know, subscription
Numbers.
pay
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
But yeah,
That's
so
awesome.
that could help you track
I didn't even know
customers.
that was on there.
Yeah.
It was just in the research there. And then evo.com. So Andrew was saying,
Yeah, we talked about like, you know how you came to Lost Trail and you did that demo, you did the demo day where you came to the mountain, you did a bunch of waxes like during Siesta.
Yeah, a long time
Well, we were
ago.
wondering if you could partner with Evo and you could actually bring, you know how you said it's a problem where people come in and they want to touch a certain brand,
Yeah.
a certain product and they can't. I don't know if evo.com does like a traveling demo day where
Yeah.
they could actually bring the product anyways.
Yeah.
Because you're already partnered with them, put on an Evo demo day
Yeah.
at a ski resort or even here at the site.
Yeah.
So that's just another, another thing to get more traffic to the place and hopefully more business.
Yeah. No, I
But
did.
also the demo day at LT and Snowball, I think would be great.
Yeah, we've fallen
That-
off with that.
Oh, it's the
you know.
presence,
Yeah, yeah. But that needs to happen. This is great.
and then just the live and offline stuff. We've been events, and we're just throwing total shoot from the hip. But
Yeah.
sponsor events, host events, attend
Yeah.
events.
As you already do.
you
I've
know
fallen
us.
off a little bit the last year or two, just getting like tired and lazy.
All right, and if you don't see a return
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
investing your time and money, why would you go back into it?
Yeah.
And that's where you set these quantifiable goals. Like, okay, I'm going to invest $500 and help you. I want to see 300 more visits or
Yeah.
10 new tunes.
Something.
Finding these actionable goals.
Yeah, totally.
And also, one of the reasons we came up with this is also it would make this not be more visible to the public, you know. So when they think about skiing and snowboarding here
They
in
think
the
about
community,
this.
they think about
Yeah,
Elvis
if
Snow,
half the
you know,
people
which
in Lost
is the
Trail
first
think
brand
now.
that comes to
Oh,
their
yeah.
mind. You know, oh, Elvis Snow, I need to get this fixed, or I need
Yeah. It's huge though.
The subscription, it's totally up for grabs, and you
Yeah.
would design it based on your pricing structure. But that's the kind of thing where you could get people to, purchase in September. They could purchase year round,
Yeah.
but pay a set amount for, service all year, and who knows what that looks like. And
Yeah.
we could totally help you crunch numbers
Yeah.
and try to figure out what's
Whether
best
it's like
there.
a season
Yeah.
pass idea like at a ski resort, but it's for the tunes,
Yeah.
or it's for a rental program, there's
Something.
a lot of different ways to try to get that up front.
Up front.
Yeah, to get it booked up front and cover all your costs and
Yeah.
everything, so.
No, it'd be awesome.
And then just partnerships and, on mountain and ski, the tuning days that
Yeah,
Drew was talking
I think
about.
I already
But
talked about
there's many
that.
partnerships, and we know you have your place at Kettle House, and there are lots of things going on, but just utilizing every visit you make around town for whatever you're doing anyway is kind of a partnership, could be a cool.
As you do
cool
also,
thing.
you're
Yeah.
wearing your gear and you're going to meet people. It's just that expanding on that where
Yeah.
people see, like David's like representing not only the brand, but again, that
Yeah.
culture. Like,
Yeah.
which we do,
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
an ambassador of this business, but also the skiing and snowboarding culture. And that's
Yeah.
what's going to grow everything eventually.
Yeah.
And we realize that you could face challenges because you are a native in this community, and if in your mind, it might feel a little like dirty to start using that as a networking opportunity to achieve, but I think you probably do enough in return. Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
great.
it's,
So you do
it's a
feel
cultural
that way.
perception though, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not that hippie on that far scale. Like, no, this
Cool.
is life. Like, without my network, I wouldn't be here today. So.
Yeah, big time. This is just a graphic that,
I wanted to add this graphic, kind of give you some like
This is so-
motivation at the end.
This is awesome.
Just the iceberg of success.
Wait, that was cool. Hold on, I want to see the iceberg.
Yeah, you gotta have the iceberg of success to kind of
Success is an
just
iceberg.
motivate.
It's really motivational.
It was just super motivational. Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't see that on your face at any time.
He's really reading into this.
We love it. We love it.
Can I like take a picture of that?
Oh, this
Sure.
is
Oh,
yours.
you're gonna.